chop up number 58. We're out here in the woods, Bend, Oregon, 6th annual Lincoln Retreat. And the team is growing, so the houses kind of keep getting a little bit bigger. This was definitely one that was tough to find a house that was big enough, but this place ended up working out perfect. So super stoked. Let's talk a little bit about what we've done so far to this point.
I mean, it's a good team gathering. You know, last night we did some trust falls. It's just good classic team building. You know, get everyone together. We got Damaso and Brandon up from, you know, wherever. So it's just good to have the team together.
We got Mark out here from LA. Yeah, it's a cool place. We went on a 2-mile hike this morning around the lake, which was cool.
Some team bonding.
Yep.
We didn't get lost.
That was great. And so we got the whole team out here. I think we just even mentioned Brandon has yet to be on a chop up. So first chop up for Brandon, which is cool. Yep.
Yeah, I felt good to go bowling today and just be with the team, just bonding and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome to get out of the office and into the woods and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny wherever we go. Someone, and whatever we do, someone shines at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were actually talking about that at the place, so we're going to go ahead right here. We're going to call out all the design studios in Portland. We need to get a decathlon going, and we're going to do some frisbee golf, some foosball, some pool, and we're going to go 10v10, hit up all the studios and see what's up.
And leisure sports.
Only leisure sports.
Yeah, only leisure
Big
sports.
Dave.
Yeah. Got dubbed a new nickname this trip, the Leisure Sport Bully. Just dominating in them. So come see me. Come see us. I'll put anyone up against us. We got that.
So let's go back to the bowling, though. So bowling, whole team participates, and what we did was pick the top 3 scores who won a prize. So hold on real quick. Let's pause. Let me get those prizes.
And now the chance for the grand jackpot with all the prizes.
So donated from Santa Cruz Skateboards. So first prizes of the trip go to first place. Dave.
Dave.
So did they sponsor this trip, kind of? They donated these boards?
Yep, they donated these boards.
So wait, we're sponsored by Santa Cruz right now.
I would say no.
Actually, I would say no.
Santa Cruz professional bowling team.
So second place, correct me if I'm wrong, was Jake Langston.
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. Yep.
Thank you, Dan. And then third place was Dustin, right?
Yep.
Am I correct? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Pass that bad boy down. A little Salva.
Dang. Look at you go.
Damn, this is sick.
So, yeah. So, bowling was fun. Bowling was a great time. Everybody got to participate, and, yeah, it was cool. But we do need some other contests, drawing, some other things. But, yeah, so we got some prizes, and, yeah, it's been a great time.
Well, let's start it off with this. First off, you think this is RGB or CMYK right here?
RGB.
Well, it's just silkscreen. That was a trick question.
Neither.
But
Yeah.
let's hit the round table. Vector, raster, and Y.
What's closest to real life? You know, raster. You know, it's too. But what is it? CMYK or vector is too perfect, too unnatural to me. So, yeah, gotta go raster all day, man.
All right. Well, I'll go raster with my boy here.
There you go.
We'll put 2 on the board.
You're going raster.
I'm going raster. Yeah.
I didn't see that
I
coming.
did not see that coming.
Well, to pay the bills, you got to do vector, you know. But if you want to have fun, you want to have some funsies, you know, you get weird with raster, you know.
Okay.
So
Yep.
halftime.
Vector gang, come on, tell them, you know, this is real life. You need to put that thing into production, man. Like, let's go. You want to put that thing on a wall, or you want to put that thing in a little print for 8.5 by 11? Come on.
Instagram.
No, it's
post.
vector all day.
Yeah, as a classically trained illustrator, I got to go raster.
There you go.
But if Adobe wanted to work on their live trace a little bit, that'd be cool.
I will. I'm going to go with vector as well, for sure, no doubt. And I would say 5 years ago, we didn't get asked that often to like convert things to vector, and now it seems like over the last 2 or 3 years, it's like every client is like all the final files need to be.
Yeah, especially for those
vector.
Yeah. Style guides.
Yeah,
Like it has to be.
Yeah. But in the past, they really we used to do big Photoshop files, all layered, you know, and it was totally fine. And in reality, they don't have to have it vector. I get that a lot of licensees that are buying these things would get a Photoshop file and kind of be like,
It's probably just easier in the long run when they send it to printers. Sometimes
Yeah.
printers are pushed back and
Yeah.
no, it has to be vector.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just easier on them.
When I need to throw a texture on a design, I want my machine to start smoking. I want that spinning ball of doom going. I want all the sounds coming from the fan. So vector for me all the way.
I think we're 3-3 right now.
I'm going to go ahead and cop out a little bit and say both because I think you got to be able to handle the task, whatever comes in.
Yeah, I would go vector, easier to scale. I do feel like people ask for it more. That's like more people want. Easier to make huge, you know.
It's 2023. How much RAM we got? We got 16 gigabytes, we got 32, 64. We can make raster files at 30 inches, 40 inches, 50 inches, whatever you want. Unlimited layers. Like Damaso said, you get that natural feel of the hand. There are certain things that you can only illustrate when you've got that kind of feel of the moment. And I know our designers here would love us to be able to just bust that out in Illustrator, but sometimes you got to pull out Photoshop for that or Clip Studio.
For me, it's vector as well. Speaking for the clients, what Dan said. Also vector. As a project manager, I hear that's what they want.
Raster is the spice of life. You get in there, anything and everything is possible. I'm going raster 2024.
Okay. I'll tell you right now, you guys are all doing a great job, and I have no freaking clue.
Well, I've been doing a lot of 3D recently, and that is 3D vectors. So I think I'm gonna go with vectors. Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going around. So I want to hear everybody's either favorite project or client that they worked with or worked on this year. Yep.
Oh man, a cool recent project is Bourbon Lore. So if you guys, by now, if you guys aren't educated, you will be, and yeah, it's gonna catch on real soon. So really cool poster illustration projects. Have like a cool 4 or 5 now in the bag, and we're looking for more. So yeah, Bourbon Lore is passion project for me. A lot of good whiskey involved, a lot of good distilleries involved. So yeah.
Sick. One moto show because Tor's wild, and you sent a couple logos, and you never know what he's going to say back. So, yeah, one moto all day.
I'd say mine was the TMNT Classic Style Guide. That just speaks to the youth and the nostalgia and stuff. So I had a blast doing all that stuff.
That's a dream project, man.
I'm going to go with Doritos because that's really cool. And it was rad because they needed something for Cool Ranch. They needed an image for Cool Ranch, and I came up with that, and that was kind of challenging, and I enjoyed that.
I'm going to go with Into the Woods. There was a lot of work and process and the whole thing, and everybody here was involved and stepped up, and we all kind of did some things outside of our comfort zone that we don't do, on a typical day-to-day. So it turned out amazing. Everything came together in the end, so that to me was a big highlight of 2023.
I'm going to repeat that and say Into the Woods. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the attendees of the conference from that standpoint of just meeting everybody and how talented. It was like some of the best designers and illustrators were at this conference, and getting to meet them and learn a little bit about what they're up to. I know I walked away from that with so much inspiration that's kind of just been like running since then.
A few clients stand out to me. Fortnite style guides are always fun. They let us do our thing on those, and there's not a ton of restrictions. And did some apparel graphics for Nike college football, March Madness, and it's cool seeing that stuff out on TV on the big screen and stage. And yeah, I think those would be my picks.
I was going to say the latest Fortnite style guide that we're working on has been super fun. Like he said, let us do what we want kind of and do some cool shit. So that was a lot of fun to work on.
So let's welcome Jillian. She is our new social media designer here at Lincoln. So she literally started 1 week ago, Monday to Friday, jumps in the car, heads out here, and hangs out with us all week. So props to her.
Does the hike, does the bowling. Does
everything,
Nails
yep. Yeah. And it's kind of it's becoming this kind of thing at Lincoln where new hires usually get about a week, and then they get thrown into some kind of fire or some kind of event. Jake did DesignerCon. Dave comes down, jumps in the RV. We go up to Spokane, end up sleeping in the RV in the back parking lot. So there's always these kind of like.
David shows up at the skate park.
David drives straight from Florida to Oregon and shows up at skate camp like after driving the whole time. Like, yeah.
This isn't on purpose. It just ends up happening that way.
All right, Brandon.
Clients, that's tough. I would have to say Fortnite as well. Great team to be working with. The stuff that we've been doing, the team has created. Yeah, they just love it. We love it internally, and just like it's smooth sailing. Honestly, from start to finish. Like great client.
Wow! Shout out to Sarah from Fortnite if she's watching
this.
Guys.
Sarah and Bao.
Bao too.
Sarah and Bao.
Multiple people. They're on the board here. Yeah.
For me, if I have to think about what my favorite thing to do this year was, we work with this little company called Disney. And they have this character called Mickey Mouse, and we got to mess with him doing skateboarding stuff. So if there's two things that I love, it's skateboarding and Mickey Mouse. And my wife walked into the office and she goes, "This really is your dream job." I'm like, "Yeah, Beth, this is everything I love." So shout out to Mickey for letting me write some copy for him. It was a dream to get to step into that spot. So
Okay, my favorite was Into the Woods as well. And the one thing that stuck out for me was, I think it was the intro where the water bottle is thrown in and it goes floating down. I just thought that was
Frankie.
super cool.
Frankie?
Yeah, I was going to say, Frankie did it, right? Yeah.
Wizardry.
I thought that whole thing, because the water looked real, but yet everything else was like cartoonish. It was super fun. I loved it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. In that ad, Jake and I went out and filmed, and we were just throwing the water bottle in the river on a fishing line, and it would break, and then we'd have to go like get it. I fell in a couple times.
Didn't the cops come?
Cops came a couple times.
So some people think it's all 3D, but there are real elements to what they filmed that bridge the gap between reality and the 3D environment, which is pretty cool to see these guys accomplish that.
So with that being said, Into the Woods.
All right, hand Jake the mic. He's not getting off. Yeah,
pop in front of the camera.
Get on camera, buddy.
Come back here. We got to hear what Jake's project is.
My favorite project for sure was the first Kubota strategy call that we did. We had originally talked to them and said that the brand should get involved with motorsports. And at the end of the year, there was videos from the SEMA car show, and it was one of the crazy ideas that Frankie and I threw out, and we were like, there's dudes that do stunts in skid steer tractors. Like, what if we had this dude doing wheelies and shit in your tractors, and then video comes out, FPV drone, these cars are drifting until they catch on fire around this Kubota skid steer. I think it got like 2 million views, and that's definitely my favorite.
And more to come with Kubota for next year.
For sure. It's very exciting.
Man, just hearing everyone go around the horn and just hearing how many passions outside of work that we're getting these projects for, like Dustin with the One Moto, Mark's doing Disney work, Jake's bringing moto sports into Kubota. I get to go to the USDGC, the disc golf championship. That's pretty cool that we're hitting all these marks that are lining up with our passions aside from the design and business end of it.
Very true.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
real good creative fulfillment there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't real estate brochures and stuff like that,
And then WWE, WrestleMania 40.
Philly.
Dave does the logo. The event's in Philly in April. Dave's from Philly. So there's kind of this, whole circle of,
Nah, but for real, though, I say it all the time. It's the Wu-Tang of the design space. Dan's wrangling, more than 9, knuckleheads, and they're all doing their own thing individually, but then they come together, and then it's Wu-Tang. So it's, but it's Dan that has to keep us all in line, and it's the creative respect there that makes us all keep coming back.
Yeah. We have a great team, and these events, doing these retreats to me and Carrie is super special to get everybody together once a year. We had to skip a year because of COVID, but doing these this year was a little different. Whereas first time we didn't bring computers and dedicate a full day to kind of working on a project. I think now the team's gotten, bigger, and it's just it doesn't make a lot of sense. So instead of doing that, now what we're doing is we basically come together for a day, which was yesterday, and spend half the day looking at what we did in 2023, and then the other half of the day looking at what's coming up in 2024 and what do we want to do and accomplish, whether it's clients or creative conferences or whatever, you know, that we want to do in that year. So so it's cool, and that was the first time we did that yesterday, and to me that was like really cool to get everybody together, talk about what we did and talk about what we're gonna do. So yeah,
I think it's really rad. You get a group like this big together, there's no drama, there's no tension.
Yeah.
We can have conversations all night, or we can go to our quarters and quietly do our own thing, and it's perfectly cool. It's super rad.
Yesterday was rad too because you get to see what everybody else has worked on throughout the year. So real quick, raise a hand if you saw a project yesterday that you hadn't seen before.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was fun to just see everybody's jaw hit the floor. Like, we did that? and Dan sort of, you know, explaining like who worked on things and people that we work with. Like, it was just so fun to see the whole year as a capsule, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's tough because a lot of projects and clients come into the studio, come and go throughout the year, and different people work on it. Not everybody gets a chance to sit back and see what Damaso's working on, or Brandon, or whatever it is. We try and print out some of the projects and hang them up so people can see, you know. But like David and I have even had a conversation, like it'd be great to have a huge board of like week by week, like, and printed of like who's working on what. So something like that is to come. I haven't figured out exactly how, you know, to do that, but like visually in the studio for us to be able to look and be like, wow, this is all going on right now. We have ClickUp, which is all there digitally, you know, but for everybody to like go on there and look, and like it's kind of tough. So that's where I do know that a lot of times not everybody knows the projects that we're working on. I mean, we'll have a new client come in, we'll do the branding project, we'll spend 6 weeks. That project's done, it's gone. Like, you may never even, you know like, what client, who, when? Yeah, so, I mean, even if you're not a studio, if you're a freelancer, like, I would encourage, like, in December, January, like, take a step back, print out all your projects, or, you know, get them together however you want to do it, and look at, like, what you did over a 12-month period, and then think about, what do I want to do for the next 12 months? You know, do I want to work on the same projects, same clients, or whatever? Because for me, that really helps to look back and be like, wow, this is what we did. You know, what do we want to do in 2024?
Yeah, usually the day before, like the winter break, I'll go through and print out as much as I can just to see.
Really? Yeah. Yep. Well, cool. Well, there it is.
So yeah, my stomach's starting to growl. I don't want to pick it up on the microphone.
Yeah, the Philly cheesesteaks, Dave started them over there, so we got to wrap this thing up. It is
done more physical activity today than the whole entirety of the year.
We did a hike, we did bowling. Now we're sitting here with mics in our face. So yeah, it's time to call it a day and go eat and enjoy the rest of the retreat here. So thank you. Till next time.